Hey, it's Dave from Bullpen Cycles, and I'm getting ready. Oh, that's our smoke detector. I'm getting ready to go to the MX Park in Orlando, and we're taking this Cove MX 250. When I'm away, I don't charge, I disconnect all my battery tethers, especially with lithium batteries. Now, I was away 4 or 5 weeks, and this battery went dead. And it's, look, it's an odd size, 2.7 MTX, which is the Chinese version of a lithium 2.7 amp battery. And I can't find it anywhere. Cove USA tells me this is the same battery that's in a 2020 Honda CRF 450R. Now, I don't know, because the terminals are offset, and they're offset so that the wires fit in nicely and you can close the battery box cover. I'll give you the dimensions. We have 10 centimeters long, 8.5 centimeters tall, 6 centimeters wide, with the positive down here. But tomorrow we're going to take this over to Orlando MX, and I got some ringers to ride it for me since I'm not good enough. And I'm also going to take that Persang down there. The other thing that's weird about this bike is it didn't come with an owner's manual or a toolkit. I looked online, I didn't see an owner's manual to download. I don't really care about the toolkit, so we're gonna get answers from Cove on that. I'm here with Jason and Trey. Jason's an FTR rider, and Trey has a podcast, which we'll tell you about. They are here to flesh out this Cove MX 250. Now, unlike some of the other reviews you see on YouTube, Cove didn't give me this bike. I bought it. And I want to get an honest review on it. We can say whatever we want, because we did this with our own money. Now, this is right out of the crate, so they've got some tuning to do on the suspension, and they'll tell you about it. Whatever else we come up with, we'll see. Then when we're done, I fixed our Bultaco. We might give it a run. Right now he's checking it out. Tell us about your podcast.
Started it with a friend. Races motocross, came from Pennsylvania. He did, my friend did. Derek.
Oh, another guy from Pennsylvania.
Another guy from Pennsylvania.
Geez.
And so we had this dream of reporting on Supercross and motocross. So I had some podcast equipment that had been laying around, so we started Beyond the Curve, the MX podcast.
Beyond the Curve MX podcast.
And we basically cover every Supercross and motocross, and we talk about the amateur scene. His kids race at Dade City. They do the I4MX series, the Florida series, the Florida MX series, the Boss series. And we worked with Ryland Munson, and he's out of Colorado, but he lives in Jacksonville, and he was trying to qualify for Supercrosses. So my wife and I would drive to some of the races. Derek and his wife went to some of the races to see what it was like behind the scenes, not just as a fan.
And that's what your podcast is about.
Yep, and we talk about the races and what happened and what we see as a fan from the races. Jason and my nephew and myself, who race off-road, hey, we have this MX podcast. Let's talk about the off-road scene too. So we started the MX Beyond the Curve. The MX podcast goes off-road.
Yeah,
and
cool.
It's its own entity on the same YouTube platform, but it's its own podcast. It has its own Podbeam and stuff. And we talk about Jason's. Well, we're here testing a new bike. He tests helmets. He tests nutritional supplements. He does what you do. Like, hey, I want to try this. I'm gonna go buy it.
So put a link to that in our YouTube description. He's using a slacker, the modern way to adjust your suspension, I guess. I have one of these. I never used it yet. I don't have occasion to. Let's watch.
Definitely recommend.
He likes it. Hey, Mikey. So he's plugging it in. It's battery operated. He's taking a measurement. I guess he sets that at 0 because it's completely unloaded.
No.
And you're looking at a display up there?
Yeah.
Is it the same,
Yeah, same
numbers?
thing. Yeah.
It's the same numbers?
Yep.
So you're looking at peak?
You don't need this if you have 2 people doing it. If
Yeah,
you have
okay.
one, just you can use this. Hold this for a second.
And that number represents what?
The static sag.
Static sag.
Sag's a little excessive.
So the
Basically,
number's
there's-
larger than you want at the moment.
Correct.
Okay.
But with it being brand new and not broken, we'll break everything in, get everything to kind of settle and move.
It'll move the oil
Yeah,
around.
it'll get because if we go ahead and set it now, as soon as we ride after about 5 minutes, it's going to be way off.
Okay.
So we'll bounce it around, break it in, come back, then readjust everything to where it should be, and then go from there.
All right, so now that you've got the bike set up, what questions do you have in your mind? What are you trying to answer here?
Yeah, that's always a good one.
Will it crank?
You know, how does the bike ride? What does it feel like? We already know from kind of watching other people's stuff that the suspension in general is a little stiff from the factory. So we'll see. I'm a bigger boy. In full gear, I'm about 250. So I'll let you know if it's too stiff for me, then it's too stiff for your average size rider.
Now about
on the books, it says it's 37.5 horsepower. A normal 250F is 44-ish. So it's 5-6 horsepower under. We'll see where that horsepower number difference is. Is it peak horsepower? Is it off the bottom? Is it off the mid? You just got to shift them. Like we'll see what the power's like and where it is. Like we said this morning.
So that's a good one, where it is, whether it comes on strong at the bottom or whether it's at the top and then takes off.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
'Cause I don't think anyone's answered that yet.
No, they haven't. Most of the places there is, oh well, it falls a little short. Well, where's it fall a little short at? So we'll just try it and see what happens.
Oh, we got to check the air pressure yet.
Yep, already did that.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
What do you have them set at?
About 12.5.
What were they at?
Just under 10.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So your plan is to do a couple of warm-up laps, see where you're at?
Yeah, just put around on it and see what it feels like, and just kind of get an idea. That way we can come in, adjust whatever, and then go a little bit harder the next time.
On a strange bike and take it through the jumps. How's that? Here he comes, not there. That's him. There he comes. taking it easy. Well, now it's a used bike.
It's not bad.
Not bad. First words out of his mouth is not bad. Okay, I'll take it.
Kind of a shorter wheelbase, so for a smaller rider it'd be perfect as far as fit.
How's the seating position?
For me, I wouldn't say it's cramped, but it's a little farther forward than I like.
And how tall are you?
Octane.
That's the same as me, but you look bigger than me.
Yeah, a little bit. Suspension's not bad. As you can tell from the zip tie. I mean, obviously I'm not out there jumping and doing anything crazy, but I did bottom it out.
Where's your zip tie?
On the fork leg.
Up here. Oh,
Down there.
oh, down there.
Yep. So suspension's not terrible. It doesn't feel that bad. The biggest thing I saw and felt was the power is lacking, but it's not. I don't think it's because there's lack of. I think programming would fix it. Second feels lean, third feels fat. So basically if they leaned it out, probably from third through sixth, it'd probably have a whole lot more grunt than what it does now.
So you got to remap the ECU or put a power commander in it.
Whichever one did whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Or an exhaust system if there was one that would lean it out.
The only thing they have right now is a key that advances the timing a degree or two. That's the only thing they have so far.
That would probably help, but that's, I wouldn't say there's lack of power. It's dumping too much fuel from third on up. If you clean that up, I think it would be.
So we should put it on a dyno and see what that looks like.
Yes.
All right, that we can do.
It's usable power. It's not crazy. It's not ripping out of your hands. The only variable is out there. It's very good dirt, so you have good traction. The test would be put it in sand and see what it does.
Yeah.
That would tell a little bit.
Will it go? I noticed like you were kind of grunting out of corners. Will it come out of a corner?
I tried doing most of it in third just to see, because that's where I like to drive, third gear. Because it's new and still breaking in, I didn't want to abuse anything just yet.
Oh, thank you.
So I don't know if with the little clutch work, if it'll come out harder or not. Bone stock, the way it is, your average weekend warrior that goes and rides, or even comes to motocross track every once in a while as a beginner just to play around, it's fine. It would hurt him. It's not fast enough.
What was your question?
Caleb Groves, he's an up and coming
okay.
A-level rider, motocross guy.
Yeah.
So it's not fast enough?
No. Anybody that's, especially on a motocross track, anybody that is decently skilled in stock form, this bike is not fast enough. They would.
So it's a beginner bike.
In stock form, yes.
Okay.
Does it have potential? Yes. How much has to be done to reach that potential?
Well,
don't know.
For $59.99, that ain't bad.
No. Like I said, for your average guy coming out that just rides, plays, has fun, rides with his kid or whatever, it's probably fine for that.
So now that he did a couple of laps, he's rechecking the suspension, and that won't help him any. What is that number? Centimeters?
Yeah, millimeters.
Millimeters?
No.
It looks a little bit AP-ish.
Yeah.
chopperish. It's sitting chopperish.
Yeah, I can definitely feel it now that it's broke in.
No, we're gonna leave everything where it is right now. And you just checked them.
Yep,
Okay.
Inspect everything.
round 3. There he goes. I don't think he's going to be flogging it because it just doesn't flog unless you drop a gear and over rev it. So we're going to see more of the same probably. Passed by the KTM. Because he took the inside line. That let him pull out. Little tabletop. I guess that's it because they waved the checkered. So your question to him was, is it faster than a 230?
Yes. So this, obviously this is a 250F. That's where it's classified. This is the way it feels in stock form. This is a detuned 250F. So the way your 250FX felt with the stock mapping that it came on it when I got on it that one time, and I asked you things so damn slow. That is what this is like, except mellow as far as RPMs. Like yours would rev, but it wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
This is like that, but smooth with no RPM. It does. There is no. For there to be RPM on this, for it to be in the high RPM, you have to ride a gear low. So basically, you were in the wrong gear the whole time, and this thing is screaming. For it to be in the upper RPM range. So basically, in my personal opinion, the testing that Motocross Action and some of these others have done so far with this bike, with the way they're riding it, they are wide open. Say they're supposed to be in 4th gear, they're in 3rd gear, wide open, screaming it. And that's why they think the bike is so slow. They're in the wrong gear, they're wringing the piss out of it, fixing to blow it up. It's not meant to do that. If they program it correctly and played with the gearing and stuff, the bike will do way more. They're not, as much as they think they're good at what they do, they don't know how to set up a damn bike, I'll tell you that much. So
I'm gonna have to bleep some of this out.
just keep it in there and send it to them, maybe I'll get a job.
No, I don't mean that. I mean,
So
well, I can say damn, but I can't say some of the other things.
back to the 230. So if I want a trail bike, but I want a little more aggressive where I can maybe go ride with some of my friends.
Yes.
I could do this.
Yes.
Versus having to doctor up a Kawasaki 230.
Correct.
That's what I was trying to like.
So it is faster than a 230.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a 250F that is D2 is the way it feels in stock
Okay.
form.
I was curious about that because a lot of people take.
Well, that's not a bad thing. A 250F detuned for someone who can.
Yeah.
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 You can put your wife on this.
Yes.
And go ride around.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a good, in stock form, a good play bike for a guy that just wants to ride with his kids. A good bike that for somebody just starting out, that's just getting their feet wet, putting them on something that's not going to hurt them. Putting your wife on something for when she just wants to ride with everybody. This is along those lines. This is even, I would even say this, if you had a kid, a smaller stature kid, so you have a kid that outgrows at 85, but weight-wise and ability-wise is not ready to step up to even a good 125 or 250F, this would be a good stepping stone in the middle to get them on a big bike, getting them used to the weight and the feel of a big bike, but not putting them on something that is going to hurt them or kill them.
Well, I did a number on my Bultaco on its maiden voyage. Look at that. That's really stupid. I get it all fixed and then I dump it. And I didn't do it on purpose. I was just stupid. As for the Cove, the MX250, well, if you're looking for a mild, capable dirt bike with good suspension, one that'll do everything, perhaps you're a beginner, perhaps you're just practicing, or you're an adult, you want to ride some trails and you're not racing, that Cove is probably a good bike. However, if you're racing MX, probably not yet in that form. And well, they're $59.95, and this one, it's probably cheaper because it's used now. It's a demo. So all in all, not a bad deal.